Hi.
Good morning, Annie.
Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
It is time for our Friday Crumbs from the
Pop-Tarts. That's us.
That's us. And it is a very cool fall morning. But the sun is shining, at least the day that we're recording this.
Yep.
I have to tell you, while you're watching this, I will be on a sunny beach. And I will be thinking of you at sometime on a Friday morning.
What day is this now?
It's for Friday, October the 21st.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll be on a beach.
I will be.
I may be on the beach, but it might be here.
Yeah, I suspect the attire will be slightly different.
Right, it will be. Okay.
Yes.
So Friday, October 21st. What? Anyway, we do record ahead. We admit that.
When we have to, and there are times when we do, because Annie had some holidays.
Yep.
I'm taking some holidays.
Yep.
There's just all kinds of things that interrupt us being able to do this live anymore.
I know.
But we do enjoy it.
Yep. I don't know that we've ever done it live. We've not done it live.
I think we did it once.
Did we?
Ooh,
that's scary.
Once, like really early on. Well, when we were doing, because even when we did Zoom, remember we had to do this on Zoom?
Zoom.
I was in my quarantine garden.
And I was in my cottage, and we were...
And look at us now, we don't even have to sit 6 feet apart.
We're close.
We are.
Anyway, we digress quickly,
we do.
Okay.
So today we're going to be reading, the reading is from our revised lecture, Common Revised Lectionary for Friday, October the 21st. And we're going to read a part of Psalm 24. We don't often look at the Psalms.
No, we don't.
So we're going to read Psalm 24 verses 1 to 6. And we're going to read it responsively. And then we're going to see where it takes us, because you never know.
No idea.
All right, so this is called the entrance into the temple. The earth is the Lord's and all that is in it, the world and those who live in it.
For he has founded it upon the seas and established it on the rivers.
Who shall ascend the hill of the Lord? And who shall stand in his holy place?
Those who have clean hands and pure hearts, who do not lift up their souls to what is false, and do not swear deceitfully.
They will receive blessing from the Lord, and vindication from the God of their salvation.
Such is the company of those who seek him, who seek the face of the God of Jacob.
Let's carry on to the end.
Okay.
I do. I'm just looking at the next verse. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in.
Who is the King of glory? The Lord, strong and mighty, the Lord, mighty in battle.
Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in.
Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, man. Well, we know where that's from.
Yes. But I love, looking on to that next verse, I thought, let's just finish that very short psalm.
For those that may be wondering, where have I heard that? Well, that's right out of Handel's Messiah, just saying. So,
well, and it's funny, if you think about the beauty of music, when you think of the beauty of poetry and prose, right? And I'm just thinking how our language has changed so much, right? When I was in seminary, I studied Hebrew, not Greek, right? But it was ancient Hebrew, and it was very interesting because there were several young people in my class who were of the Jewish faith, and so they have studied Hebrew. So now there was an anti-requisite which they did not uphold. So it was such a time of stunning personal growth and learning, because Hebrew is really tricky, and ancient Hebrew even more so, right? But it was funny because if you tried to speak what I learned in seminary, you would sound as if you were speaking Shakespearean English out on Market Square here. And people would be looking at you rather peculiarly.
You'll get that word out eventually.
But then I think about how do we communicate today, because I think about like the language of the Old Testament.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The language of the Psalms. I mean, there's something, lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Right? Now, I'm trying to think of what that would look like in a text message.
I was just thinking the same thing.
FYI, LFT, arrow, like
crown, king.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have we abandoned, not abandoned, well, maybe abandoned the beautiful languages. Now, I mean, if you're going with older generations, that Latin was the beautiful language.
Yes.
And I know that there's many churches that still, maybe not up in this area, but still use part of the Latin Mass. And there is beauty to that, but is there beauty to that because it's old and familiar and traditional? Yeah. And sometimes we need to land on the traditional. And I think we've been reflecting on what is tradition and what is something that we hold. Like we look around, you're looking at the camera at the back of the building of the church, right? We're in St. Paul's in Southampton. And so there's a lot of, I look around and everything I see has a meaning and tradition to it.
In loving memory of, like
I know.
Our beautiful windows here.
This one is of Ebenezer and Elizabeth Hilmer, and blessings on them for donating the St. George window. But even the name Ebenezer is very old. It is. Right? It's very old and traditional. So when we hear, and I know sociologists look at this all the time, when we hear words that trigger in us, like this did for me, Handel's Messiah, because I've sung it, we relax, we find joy in that. We can actually kind of come inside ourselves a little bit more, as opposed to something that's jarring, that's new words. And I think maybe that's where the Old Hebrew and New Hebrew, like Old English, we recognize it as Old English right away. Yes. We say, oh, that's so Shakespearean. Even if it's not Shakespeare, we say that it is because that's what it triggers in us. But what else does that mean when we hear these beautiful words? What does it bring us? Does it bring us calm? Even if we don't understand what the words mean. And I mean, we might be stretching things a little bit. I mean, who uses the word vindication anymore? Really?
Oh, I do. I like that word. Oh, I love that word. But it's true, right? It poetry, prose, it's like music. Yeah. It's something more than just the notes. It's something more than just the words. It's the way it comes together, and it lifts you up. Takes you inward.
Well, and all the Psalms are songs.
Yes, they are.
NG at the end of it. So, yeah, it does. It lifts you up. It, again, being part of church choirs for years. Lift up the gates. Doors. So does that mean, like, of course, I'll take things figuratively and literally, does that mean that at the temple gate or at the gates of, or walls of Jerusalem, the gates that were in those walls, was there something that lifted up to let you in?
Well, and I'm thinking of when we talk about the curtain being opened, right, or something, right? Yeah. How do we, when you're being lifted up out of something, right? Sometimes what you're being lifted out of is something that encages you, right? And so to be lifted up is to be released, to find relief, to find some freedom, right? And when we fling open doors, right, it's for that movement in and out. Okay, right? I like that. And so maybe that is, I mean, this is the entrance into the temple, right? Right. And so to enter into those temples, it's more than just walking through a set of doors. It's more than just walking past a curtain. It's about opening our hearts, right? Overcoming some fears, overcoming some assumptions that we've made. But what about coming in with awe? I feel the same way. When I go to Stratford and I walk into whatever theater, whether festival theater, it doesn't matter. I walk in and just go, like, wow. It's setting the scene for me of the play that I'm going to see, whatever it is. And it's just like, wow. So I walk through those gates. I come from the outside, the sunshine, the whatever, and now I'm taken into this place where I'm going to be, I don't know that I'll be transformed,
but I'm going to lose myself for a few hours while I'm watching something that takes me away. But yeah, so is there, like, and I think that sometimes when we take tradition and kind of throw it out the window and do something different, and we get pushback, right? It was like, oh, that's not the way we do it.
Right.
How often have we heard that? Oh, it's not the way we used to do it. Well, folks, there's a lot of things that we're never going to do the same way after the last few years, right?
But
like,
if we listen to this, right, and lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up,
right,
O ancient doors.
Okay.
If we enter into something with an open heart and open mind, so that we can see beyond what it is that we expected to see and hear,
right?
What my kids always used to call the salad prayer, right? let us pray, right? Like, because you don't think about it, it's like let us. No, let us pray.
Let us.
Yeah, why is the salad prayer?
The salad prayer.
Just known for that for ages. And so
heard it here first.
We we walk into something with open hearts to hear the divine, to experience the divine.
There it is.
In new ways. And sometimes, I mean, and we've all heard it, right? You've got to put down something to have space in your hand to take on something new. And the something new is not a new God. It's not a new religion. It's not a new expression. It's simply a new rhythm, a new melody, a new arrangements of words, a new poem, right? A new presentation of the things that mean more than just what they are. Like notes come together to be more than just notes. They become something that's incredible and life-giving and just fills us with grace. And poetry does the same thing.
I like that.
And so does the liturgy, right?
Yep.
When we come into the presence of the divine and allow the divine to speak to us in new and wonderful ways.
It comes together.
Yeah.
She just did a beautiful sum up. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Well, you know, and it's just looking at the Psalms, right? And allowing them to speak to your heart.
Yeah.
And to imagine what it is that they're speaking of, because the language is not all that familiar to us.
That's right.
But what bubbles up in us, right? What's the emotion, the feeling that it evokes, and then just sit with that and see where God is bringing you to, right? What's God introducing?
I like that.
Well, I think that's it then for today.
Again, I got nothing.
I hope you have a fabulous day. And we look forward to seeing you again next Friday as we share crumbs from the
Pop-Tarts!
So take care, God bless, and bye-bye.